Okay. In the examination, sometimes we will be given a set of algebraic equations. For those set of algebraic equations, we are required to draw a signal flow graph, and then from the signal flow graph, we have to find the transfer function. One such example I have written on the board. Draw a signal flow graph for the algebraic equation given below, and then find x5 by x1 using Mason's gain formula. These are the set of algebraic equations. Now there are there are how many variables? 5 variables: x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. These variables will become nodes. So this is x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. Let me take the first equation. First equation is x2 is equal to g1 into x1 minus h2 into x3. The terms on the right side indicate the signals that enter the node x2. So x1 multiplied by g1 is equal to x2. This is the signal g1 into x1 entering x2. x1 into g1 is entering x2. Next signal is what? x3 multiplied by minus h2. x3 multiplied by minus h2 is entering x2. So what is important is the terms on the right side indicate the signals that enters the node on the left side, which is x2. Next, there are two signals on the right side in the form of g2 x2 and minus h1 x4 that enter x3. So x2 multiplied by g2 enters x3. Then x4 multiplied by minus h1 enters x3. Next equation. x3 multiplied by g3 enters x4. x3 multiplied by g4 enters x4. Then x4 multiplied by minus h3 enters x4. x4 multiplied by minus h3 enters x4. This could be anti-clockwise or the arrow could be anti-clockwise. Next, x4 multiplied by g4 should enter x5. x4 multiplied by g4 should enter x5. x2 multiplied by g5 should enter x5. x2 multiplied by g5 should enter x5. So the concept here is the terms on the right side are the signals that should enter the node on the left side. Now if somebody says, what is the equation at node x3? See, x3 into g3 should enter x4. I have made a small mistake, I have corrected. x3 into g3 is equal to x4. Now you see, from the signal flow graph, what is the equation at node x3? At node x3, you should take only signals that are entering the node, because the two signals that are entering the node x3, g2 into x2 plus x4 into minus h1. That is nothing but this equation. So at a given node, don't worry about the signals that are leaving. At a given node, each node represents a variable, which is x3 in this case. There are two signals entering, which are the x2 multiplied by g2, correct? x4 multiplied by minus h1. What is the equation for x4? At node x4, two signals are entering, which are the x3 into g3, so g3 into x3, then plus x4 multiplied by minus x3. Nothing but this equation. So each node represents a variable, and that variable is equal to sum of the signals entering that node. Don't worry about the signals that leave the node. This is the concept. Now I have written the signal flow graph. Next is I will apply Mason's gain formula. How many forward paths are there? There are two forward paths. Step 1. There are two forward paths. There are two forward paths. having the following path gains. Having the following path gains. What are they? P1 is equal to G1, G2, G3, G4. So G1 into G2 into G3 into G4. And what is P2? P2 is equal to G1, G5. So it is G1 into G5. How many loops are there? There are 3 loops. G2 minus H2 is first loop. G3 minus H1 is second loop. Minus H3 is third loop. Step 2. There are 3 individual loops having the following loop gains. Having the following loop gains. L1 is equal to G2 into minus H2, which gives minus L2 H2. L2 is equal to G3 into minus H1, which gives minus G3 into H1. L3 is equal to minus H3. See, loop number 1, which is made up of G2 and minus H2, does not touch loop number 3, comprising of minus H3. So there is one combination. There is one combination of non-touching loops. There is one combination of non-touching loops taken two at a time. What is that combination? That combination is L1, L3 is the combination. Step number 4. There are no other non-touching loop combinations. Next step. Determinant of the signal flow graph is delta is equal to 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3. In the first bracket, you will have single terms like L1, L2, L3. After minus sign, put a plus sign. Minus and plus signs have to alternate. In the next bracket, you will have 2 product terms. Here only one term is there in the form of L1, L3. What are the cofactors? There are 2 cofactors, delta 1 and delta 2, because there are 2 forward paths, delta 1. To the first forward path, all the loops are touching, therefore delta 1 is 1. To the second forward path, G1, G5, loop number 2 and loop number 3 are non-touching. So it is 1 minus L2 plus L3. So L2 and L3 values to substitute. L2 is minus G3H1, so it becomes 1 plus G3H1. And what is L3 minus H3? So it becomes plus H3. Delta 1 is 1, delta 2 is 1 plus G3H1 plus H3. What is Mason's gain formula? Mason's gain formula is output by input. Output is x5, input is x1, is equal to P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 divided by delta. What is P1? P1 is G1, G2, G3, G4. Delta 1 is 1 plus what is P2? P2 is G1, G5. G1, G5. What is delta 2? 1 plus G3H1 plus H3 divided by delta. What is delta? Delta is 1 plus 1 minus L1 is minus G2H2. G2. minus G2H2, L2 is minus G3H1, L3 is minus H3 plus L1, L3. L1 is minus G2H2, L3 is minus H3. So you get G2 into H2H3. This is the answer. Please go through this problem. First, we must learn how to convert the set of algebraic equations into a signal flow graph. Then we have to apply Mason-Gain formula. See, we had a set of equations. We had in those equations, correct, we have eliminated the variables x2, x3, x4, and we have found the connection between two variables, namely x1 and x5. So this problem explains to you how using Mason's gain formula we can reduce the variables and have an equation connecting only two variables, which in this case are x1 and x5. Next problem. For the set of equations given below, find x of s divided by u of s using Mason's gain formula. The first equation is x is equal to x1 plus beta 1 into u. Next is the differential equation. x1 dot means dx1 by dt is equal to minus a1 into x1 plus x2 plus beta 2 into u. Third equation is also a differential equation. x2 dot means dx2 by dt equals minus a2 x1 plus beta 1 into u. We shall convert differential equations into algebraic equations by taking Laplace transforms. Solution. The differential equations are converted into algebraic equations by taking Laplace transform on them with all initial conditions set to zero. The differential equations are converted into algebraic equations by taking Laplace transform on them with all initial conditions set to zero. The first equation is x of s is equal to x1 of s plus beta 1 into u of s. This is equation 1. I have taken Laplace transform on both sides of this first equation. Small letter x indicates a function of time, capital letter X indicates a function of s. Second step, take Laplace transform on this equation. x1 dot becomes s into x1 of s is equal to minus a1 into x1 of s plus x2 of s plus beta 2 into u of s. This implies divide throughout by s. So what we get? x1 of s is equal to minus a1 by s into x1 of s plus 1 by s into x2 of s plus beta 2 divided by s into u of s. This is equation 2. Step number 3. We take Laplace transform on this third equation. x2 dot becomes s into x2 of s is equal to minus a2 into x1 of s plus beta 1 into u of s. This implies x2 of s is equal to minus a2 by s into x1 of s plus beta 1 by s into u of s. Now we have got three algebraic equations represented by equations 1, 2 and 3. We have to find the transfer function x of s by u of s. That means input is u of s, output is x of s. We have four variables: u of s, x of s, x1 of s, x2 of s. Since there are four variables, there must be four nodes. Two nodes are fixed. This is the input node, which is u of s. This is the output node, x of s. This has to be the input node because In the transfer function, denominator is input and numerator is output. Therefore, x of s is output, u of s is input. Now come to now this node should be variable x1 or x2. We have to finalize. So for that what I do is look at equation 1. Equation 1 is the output equation. It contains the variable x1 of s. Therefore, the node nearer to the output node has to be x1 of s. Why I have taken this node to be x1 of s? Because the output equation represented by equation 1 contains the variable x1 of s. Then the remaining node has to represent the variable x2 of s. Very clear now. Now take the first equation. The terms on the right side indicate two signals that enter the node x of s. First is x1 of x of s is equal to x1 of s. So x1 of s is multiplied by 1. Beta 1 is multiplied by u of s. Take u of s, multiply u of s by beta 1. This is how equation 1 is implemented. Now we go to equation 2. There are three terms on the right hand side of equation 2, and these three terms represent the signals that has to enter the node x1 of s. First one is what? Minus a1 by s into x1 of s. Take x1 of s, multiply x1 of s by minus a1 by s and give it back to the node x1 of s. Next, x2 of s multiplied by 1 by s has to enter x1 of s. x2 of s multiplied by 1 by s has to enter the node x1 of s. Then u of s multiplied by beta 2 by s has to enter x1 of s. This is beta 2 divided by s. So at the node x3, x1 of s, three signals have to enter. What are they? x2 of s into 1 by s, minus a1 by s into x1 of s, u of s multiplied by beta 2 by s. Now come to last equation. These two terms have to enter x2 of s. What is the first term? x1 of s multiplied by minus a2 by s. x1 of s multiplied by minus a2 by s. Then u of s multiplied by beta 1 by s. u of s multiplied by beta 1 by s. So this is the signal flow graph drawn using equations 1, 2 and 3. Once a signal flow graph is drawn, life becomes simplified. So in this problem we had algebraic equations and differential equations. So differential equations were converted into algebraic equations by taking Laplace transform on them with initial conditions equal to 0. Step 1. How many forward paths are there? There are 3 forward paths. See here, this is the input node u of s, this is the output node x of s. Beta 1 by s, 1 by s, 1 is the first forward path. Second forward path is beta 2 by s followed by 1. Third forward path is beta 1. So step 1, there are 3 forward paths. There are 3 forward paths having the following path gains. P1 is equal to beta 1 by s into 1 by s into 1 is equal to beta 1 by s square. What is P2? P2 is beta 2 by s into 1 is equal to beta 2 by s. What is P3? P3 is equal to beta 1. Second step. There are 2 individual loops. 1 by s minus a2 by s. Second loop is minus a1 by s. So there are 2 individual loops. There are 2 individual loops having the following having the following loop gains. Having the following loop gains. L1 is equal to 1 by s into minus a2 by s is equal to minus a2 by s square. L2 is equal to minus a1 by s. Third step, there are no non-touching loops because both the loops share this common node, therefore no non-touching loops. There are no non-touching loops. Fourth step, determinant of the signal flow graph is delta is equal to 1 minus L1 plus L2. L1 and L2 values we shall substitute, that gives us 1 plus A2 by S square plus A1 by S. What is delta 1? There are 3 forward paths, therefore you have to calculate 3 cofactors, delta 1, delta 2, delta 3. To the first forward path, this is the first forward path, all the loops are touching. Therefore L1 and L2 put to 0, delta 1 is 1. To the second forward path, beta 2 by S 1, both the loops are touching, therefore delta 2 is 1. To the third forward path, both the loops are non-touching, therefore delta 3 is nothing but delta itself. Now let us apply Mason's gain formula. According to Mason's gain formula, transfer function x of s by u of s is equal to p1 delta 1 plus p2 delta 2 plus p3 delta 3 divided by delta. What is p1? p1 is beta 1 by s square. Delta 1 is 1. What is p2? Beta 2 by s. What is delta 2? 1. What is p3? Beta 3. Beta 3. What is delta 3? Delta 3 is delta itself. So it is 1 plus a2 by s, s square plus a1 by s divided by delta. Delta is 1 plus a2 divided by s square plus a1 divided by s. This is the answer. This is the answer for this problem. We shall go to the next problem. Next problem. Find y6 by y1 and y5 by y2 using Mason's gain formula. First I will solve solution. We will first solve part A. Part A is to find the ratio y6 by y1. Step 1. How many forward paths are there? See, first forward path is 1, G1, G2, G3, 1. First forward path. Second forward path is 1, G4, G5, 1. This is not a forward path. 1, G4, minus H4, G5, Y6. Because this node is touched twice. While going from input node to output node, a given node must not be touched more than once. And we have to travel from the input node to the output node along the direction of the arrows. That means along the direction of the signal flow. Step 1. There are 2 forward paths. There are 2 forward paths having. There are 2 forward paths. This arrow direction is corrected. There are 2 forward paths having the path gains P1 equals 1 into G1 into G2 into G3 into 1 equals G1, G2, G3. P2 equals 1 into G4 into G5 into 1 equals G4, G5. Next we'll see how many loops are there. Please see here. G1, G2, G3 minus H3 is one loop. G1, we start at this node. G1, G2, G3 minus H3 first loop. Second loop is G2 minus H1. Third loop G3 minus H3. Fourth loop G4, G5 minus H3. Fifth loop minus H4. So we say that there are 5 individual loops. There are 5 individual loops having the loop gains L1 equals G1, G2, G3 minus H3. L2 is equal to G2 minus H1. L3 is equal to G3 minus H2. L4 is equal to G4, G5 minus H3. L5 is equal to minus H4. Next we have to work out the non-touching loop combinations. Please watch here. This loop is L5. L5 and L1 is this loop. They do not touch each other. So what is that combination? L1, L5. Similarly, G2 minus H1, which is L2, does not touch L5. So the combination is L2, L5. Loop that don't touch each other, multiply with their loop gains. That is called a combination. This is loop number 3. Loop number 3 is what? G3 minus H2. Correct? G3 minus H2 is loop number 3. Its gain is what? L3. That does not touch loop number 5. So it is L3, L5. Then this loop G4, G5 minus H3. G4, G5 minus H3 is L4. L4 does not touch loop number 2. Loop number 2 is what? Loop number 2 is G2 minus H1. L4, L2. Loop number 4 does not touch loop number 2. Loop number 4 does not touch loop number 2, which I have indicated here. There is one more combination. That combination, you please try to find out. I'll give you 1 minute time. Please try to find out which is that combination. Is there any other combination? No. So there are only 4 combinations. So we say loops are said to be non-touching if they do not share any common nodes. I again repeat. Loop number 1 is made up of G1, G2, G3 minus H3. That does not touch loop number 5, which is made up of minus H1. Therefore multiply L1, L5. This is L2. G2 minus H1 is loop number 2. Its gain is L2. That does not touch loop number 5, whose gain is L5. L2, L5. This loop, which is L3, does not touch this loop, whose gain is L3. Does not touch this loop, whose gain is L5. So I multiply L3, L5. This loop G4, G5 minus H3 does not touch this loop, which is L2. So the combination L4, L2. Don't go, I gave you time, but there are no combinations. Therefore, there are 4 combinations of non-touching loops taken 2 at a time. There are 4 combinations. There are 4 combinations of non-touching loops. Non-touching loops taken 2 at a time. Those combinations are listed here. There are no combinations of 4 non-touching loops, 3 non-touching loops, etc. There are no other non-touching loop combinations. There are no other non-touching non-touching loop combinations, like 3 non-touching, 4 non-touching, 5 non-touching, etc. Fifth step, determinant of the signal flow graph delta is equal to 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 plus L5 plus L1 L5 plus L2 L5 plus L3 L5 plus L2 L4. Substitute the values. If you substitute L1, L1 is what? 1 plus G1, G2, G3, H3. This is what you get if you substitute L1. L2 if you substitute plus G2, H1. L3 if you substitute plus G3, H2. L4 if you substitute plus G4, G5, H3. L5 if you substitute, you get H4. These are the terms corresponding to this bracket. Next, terms corresponding to this bracket. L1, L5. L1, L5 if you multiply, you get G2, G1, G1, G2, G3, H3, H4. Next is L2, L5. L2, L5. That means G2, G2, H1, H4 plus. Next is L3, L5. L3, L5. G3, H2, H4. G3, H2, H4 plus. Next, last one is L2, L4. L2, L4. That means G2, H1, G4, G5, H3. There are two forward paths, therefore you have to calculate two cofactors, delta 1 and delta 2. To the first forward path, only loop number 5 is not touching. Therefore, except L5, rest of the terms will be 0. So 1 minus L5. So it is 1 plus H4. Delta 2, next cofactor. So the second forward path, this is the second forward path. The second forward path, loop number 2 is not touching. Therefore, it is 1 minus L2. What is L2? G2 minus G2 H1. So you get 1 plus G2 H1. Like this, the cofactors delta 1 and delta 2 are found. Next step is to apply Mason's gain formula. Using Mason's gain formula, y6 by y1 is equal to p1 delta 1 plus p2 delta 2 divided by delta. Substitute the values of p1 delta 1, p2 delta 2 and delta and simplify. That you can do at home. So you know what is p1, you know what is delta 1, you know p2 delta 2 delta, substitute and keep the answer. Part B, I want to find y5 by y2. Mason's gain formula cannot be used when the position of the input is altered. That means you cannot use it to find y5 by y2. You cannot. So what we do is y5 by y2 we write y5 by y2 is equal to y5 by y1 divided by y2 by y1. y5 by y1 divided by y2 by y1. y5 by y1 actually y5 into 1 is equal to y6. y6 is nothing but y5. So this is y5 by y1 is nothing but y6 by y1 divided by y2 by y1. Next I'll teach you how to find y2 by y1. Let us find y2 divided by y1. If you take y2 as the output, how many forward paths are there? How many forward paths are there if this is the output? Only one forward path. So y2 by y1 is equal to p1 dash into delta 1 dash divided by delta. Straight I have written. There is only one forward path whose gain is what? 1. P1 dash is 1. What is delta 1 dash? Delta 1 dash, delta doesn't change. Loops and their combinations will not change. Delta 1 dash will change. You see, this is the forward path connecting y2 and y1. Correct? Which loops are non-touching? This loop is non-touching. That means L2 is non-touching. It's not touching this forward path. L3 is not touching. L5 is not touching. This loop, which is L1, is touching. The bigger loop is touching. That means delta 1 dash, please watch, delta 1 dash, P1 dash is 1. Delta 1 dash is nothing but a part of delta. I repeat, to this forward path which I have shown hat, loop number 1 is touching. That means L1 will become 0 in delta. L2, this is loop number 2, which is not touching this forward path, therefore L2 will remain. Third loop, G3 minus H2 is not touching the first forward path, L3 will remain. This loop is L4, made up of G4, G5 minus H2, it is touching at this node, therefore L4 is 0. This loop is not touching this forward path, therefore L5 will remain. That means delta 1 dash is 1 minus L2 plus L3 plus L5. So delta 1 dash is known to you. Delta is known to you. Therefore, in this expression, you know y6 by y1, you know y2 by y1. Substitute and get the ratio y5 by y1. That is how this problem has to be solved. You please complete the solution. The biggest mistake students do in the examination is they take y2 is equal to y1 into 1 wrong. Because y2 is equal to sum of the signals entering y2. So y1 into 1 plus y5 into minus x3 has to be y2. Whereas here y6 is y5 only because at y6 only one signal is entering, which is nothing but y5 into 1. So if you want to find y5 by y2, Mason's gain formula cannot be applied directly because the position of the input must not be altered. However, the position of the output can be altered. That means y4 by y1 I can find, y5 by y1 I can find, but I cannot find y5 by y2 or y5 by y3 without making an adjustment like I have done over here. So what I have done, y5 by y2, I have written as y5 by y1 by y2 by y1. y5 is nothing but y6. To find y2 by y1, I use this formula. Between y1 and y2, there is only one forward path whose gain is p1 dash. p1 dash is equal to 1. Delta does not change. The loop does not change if the position of the forward path is altered. If the position of the output node is altered. So what I do is delta 1 dash is a part of delta. To this forward path, to this forward path which I have shown has loop number 1 is touching, therefore I have made L1 0. Loop number 2 made up of G2 minus H1 is not touching, therefore L2 is retained in delta. This loop made up of G3 minus H2 does not touch this forward part, therefore L3 is retained. The loop made up of G4, G5 minus H3 is touching the node at this junction, therefore L4 is 0. This loop is not touching this forward path, therefore L5 is retained. That means you know P1 dash, you know delta 1 dash, you know what is delta. Hence y5 by y2 is equal to P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 divided by P1 dash delta 1 dash. Delta gets cancelled. So P1 delta 1, P2 delta, P1 you know, delta 1 you know, P2 you know, delta 2 you know, P1 dash you know, delta 1 dash you know, you substitute and keep the answer. Slightly tricky problem, but a good problem. Thank you. This is the problem. Find y2 by y1 using Mason's gain formula. Input is y1, output is y6. So we write solution, we write y2 by y1 equals y2 by y1 equals y2 by y1 using Mason's-Kane formula. Okay. No need to write y2 by y1. Okay. Now how many forward paths are there? Very simple problem. How many forward paths are there? y2 by y1. So see, this is the forward path. This is the forward path. Correct? And there is only one forward path. So I write step 1. There is only one forward path. So find, I'll say find y6 by y2, that will be better. Find y6 by y2, that will be better. We write y6 by y2 is equal to y6 by y1 divided by y2 by y1. Now we will not go into much details. To find y6 by y1. How many forward paths are there? Between y6, this is the first forward path, one forward path. Then this is the second forward path. So what is P1? Step 1. What is P1? Step number 1. What is P1? P1 is G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. What is P2? P2 is G1, G6, G5. This is the second forward path. How many loops are there? Second step. How many loops are there? L1. L1 equals what? G2 minus H1 minus G2 H1. What is L2? Minus G3 H2 minus G3 H2. What is L3? Minus G4 H3. What is L4? G6 minus H3 minus H2 minus H1. Minus what is L4 minus G6 minus H2 minus H3 minus H3 minus H2 minus H1. G6 minus H3 minus H2 minus H1. Third step. Do we have non-touching loop combinations? This loop which is having a gain equal to L1 does not touch this loop which is having a gain equal to what? L3. So combination is L1, L3. This is non-touching loop combination. So what is delta? Delta is equal to fourth step. What is delta? 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 plus L1, L3. What is delta 1? The first forward path is the first forward path. All the loops are touching. Delta 1 is 1. What is delta 2? The second forward path. Correct? Loop number 2 is not touching. So it is 1 minus L2. Hence, y6 by y1 is equal to P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 divided by delta. If the problem has to be made more interesting, instead of y6 by y2, we will take y6 by y3. And y6 by y3 will be y6 by y1 divided by y3 by y1. Next, to find y3 by y1. To find y3 divided by y1. Okay, step 1. Now this is the output. y3 by y1. This is the forward path. So how many? This is the first forward path. made up of G1, G2. There is one more forward path here which is hidden, you see. G1, G6 minus H3 minus H2. Therefore, there are two forward paths. If you take Y3, if you want to find Y3 by Y1, what is the first forward path gain? P1 dash is equal to G1, G2. What is P2 dash? P2 dash is G1, G6 minus H3 minus H2. So if you want to find Y3 by Y1, it is not only one forward path, G1, G3. Please watch. From the input node, you can go to node Y3 in this manner also, along the direction of the arrows. G1, G6 minus H3 minus H2. Delta does not change. Delta does not change. Delta does not change. However, delta 1 dash can change, will change. Delta 1 dash to this forward path, loop number 3 is not touching. So it is 1 minus L3. What is delta 2 dash? To this forward path, all the loops are touching. Therefore, delta 2 dash is 1. Hence, Y3 divided by Y1 is equal to Y3 divided by Y1 is equal to P1 dash delta 1 dash P2 dash delta 2 dash divided by delta. You know now in this equation, you know what is Y6 by Y1. Also you know Y3 by Y1. Finally, Y6 divided by Y3 is equal to, when you divide Y6 by Y1 by Y3 by Y1, delta gets cancelled. So you get P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 divided by P1 dash delta 1 dash plus P2 dash delta 2 dash. So the lesson over here is, whenever Y6 by Y3 type of things are asked, you have to divide Y6 and Y3 both by the input variable Y1. Then you have to find Y6 by Y1 by applying Mason's gain formula, and then Y3 by Y1 by using Mason's gain formula. Delta does not change in both the cases. However, four factors, delta 1 dash, delta 2 and delta 2 dash will change. Correct? This is very, very important. So the missing here, the student, what mistake they will do is, when they are finding Y3 by Y1, they will take only one forward path and they will miss this forward path. This is the most trickiest thing in this problem. Please go through this problem. I have told briefly, right in depth, how many forward paths are there, how many loops are there, etc. etc. Thank you. I think we have done sufficient number of problems on Mason's gain formula, and I think we may go to next module. Thank you.